more minute, Misty, and then we'll get the conversation going. Thanks for being patient,
No
everyone.
problem.
Just as a reminder, we have a chat room, everyone. That's where you're going to be able to post your questions. Um, I'll give an introduction to Misty and the puppies. We'll get some frequently asked questions out of the way. And as we go along, I'll be keeping an eye on that chat just to make sure we're getting all of the other questions answered. Hello, Dee. Thanks for being here. And Janet, thank you. Super excited to get this going. All right. Well, we are at the start of the hour. So since it's getting a little bit late, especially for the puppies, we'll go ahead. I'm going to take over the screen really quick. Just to introduce myself so you have a face to the voice. My name's Peter. I'm with PawRade. I work with families. I work with puppies. I work with breeders. I'm just really happy to be here to host tonight's event. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Misty really quick. Misty is one of our favorite breeders. She's fantastic, and she has a very unique designer dog breed to introduce tonight. They're called an Aussalier. So Misty, you're better at this than I am. Give us a little bit of detail about your experience as a breeder, how many years you've been doing it, and talk to us about the Aussaliers.
Yeah, definitely. So first, thanks for having me. Always a great time. So basically, we've been breeding for about 10-ish years, newly breeding with the Aussaliers. And I wanted to let you know just how great they are. We got our first Aussalier several years ago, actually, and just loved them so much. I couldn't imagine not sharing them with other people. I love a miniature Australian Shepherd. They're really smart, a great working dog too. But if you don't use them for working, it's great to have this mix, which is a Cavalier King, the Charles Spaniel, because um, they give them a really laid back personality. So I love the Aussalier for that reason. And the coat colors are just gorgeous, and the way that they can be tricolored or bicolored. A lot of phantoms do come out with these, which I love. So they're really, really great as far as that goes. And yeah, basically we just decided we wanted to share, just our love for the breed, really. And it's a relatively new breed and not a lot of knowledge on them either. So mixing those two together has been really, really great and successful, like for us. So
Wonderful. Yes. So for those of you just joining, these puppies are called Aussaliers, which is a mix of the Australian Shepherd and the King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. A very unique mix. Misty is one of the only breeders that I can think of really in the country that has these puppies. So tell us what makes this mix so special. Is it their energy, their loyalty? What do you love about them?
So I just love the way that everyone knows, that the Australian Shepherd is so smart and great at what it does. And when you mix that with the Spaniel breed, which is more of like the couch potato, it's almost like the greatest way. They're very, very loving, kind. They're really relaxed. They have the kindest eyes. They're just really a sweet, sweet breed. Very loyal, extremely loyal, and really smart. Really quick to learn tricks. They're really great at that as well. They have just a really good personality. So that's why we love them so much.
Wonderful. Yeah, so because not many people are maybe familiar with them, let's talk about what they can expect in terms of size. Can you tell us how much the mom and dad weighs, and then maybe what you expect as a full size for these puppies?
Sure. So it's so hard to tell with an Aussalier just because of sometimes the difference between the mom and the dad. My mom, I can actually show her to you. She is 28 pounds and dad is 22 pounds on these specifically. I do have another Aussalier that's from a different bloodline completely, not related to these. And he's right about 16-ish pounds. And he looks more like, well, it's a perfect mix as they grow. Like I said, but it's really hard to tell because he's so small, and then mom is bigger than dad, of course. And so, you know, it's just hard to tell because you've got some, this guy, he's the largest. I'll take a minute and show you just because I want to show you up close, just his face, how gorgeous with these markings. He's bi-eyed. So he's going to have one brown and one blue there. And he's got a really, really pretty, those ears and the markings there are just gorgeous. And he's basically a solid white, other than a couple merle patches. I know you're sleepy. He's sleepy. And so he's, you know, he's bigger. And then you'll have one like little miss, if I can find which one. And here she is. And so, and she's going to be a black tri. And she's real small, you know, so it's kind of hard to tell, just size wise, exactly how they'll be, but they're just the sweetest can be. Yeah, so
Yes.
so the size can range, like I said, anywhere from, I've seen them as small as 10 pounds if they take after, for instance, Daddy being the Cavalier King Charles, because they can be smaller, you know, and then here this is going to be like an F1. So the Cavalier King Charles was smaller on their grandpa. So it just depends on, you know, how many generations you are and things like that on that specific size.
Sure. No, that's great feedback. And of course, the diet and the exercise routine in their forever homes is going to impact a little bit on
Right.
the weight and things like that too. Great.
Sure.
Wonderful. Well, I just wanted to reiterate a couple things. So Misty, she has 5-week-old Aussaliers on camera.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry. I'm just talking to the guest.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Misty, our breeder, has 5-week-old Aussaliers, which is a mix of the Cavalier Spaniel and the Australian Shepherd. One of the parents is a miniature Australian Shepherd, so they are expected to maybe be in that 20 to 30 pound weight range. There is a little bit of a range, so just keep that in mind. She's in the central Illinois area. So if you're local or if you want to travel to pick up a puppy, you are more than welcome to do that. We love local pickups, as do our breeders. We also have nationwide delivery. So once they're at least 8 weeks old, in a couple of weeks, right around Christmas, they will be available for their new forever homes. But you can, of course, talk to us and reserve a puppy. So if you have any questions about logistics, use the chat room and we'll get those things answered. Great. So I know that these, you did the health testing on the parents, which we love. Can you talk a little bit about mom and dad's personality and you know how that translates into the personality of the puppies? What can someone expect if they take home one of your pups?
Yeah, great question. So actually the reason for the breeding of this specific breed is because we specifically picked the parents, the mom and the dad, because of the way that they were. Their personalities were so relaxed and so calm and so like loving. It was always so funny because my husband and I used to, we would just talk about how I can't believe they don't really act like necessarily like dogs. Their mom is always just honestly wants to just lay on the couch. She doesn't even really like to do much else. It's hard to get her to exercise because she is so relaxed, which I think is maybe why her puppies are this way. But they also have, well, you know, they've had a long day, of course, but they're just really relaxed. Their dad is they're so friendly and so relaxed for this like the type of breed that they are. I think that they're just really a really mellow dog, you know. I've done a lot with a lot of different breeds, and this one just happens to be our favorite personally, just because of the personalities and how they act, and the fact that they are just so cute and so pretty once they grow up. I'm actually going to have my son grab you. Hey, Coley? Yeah? Will you go get Pryor for mommy? Sure. Thank you. I want to show you the kind of what they look like as they grow up. And then you can sit Passion down too, please. And I'll show you Mama because, and that might help you to see the difference. They're both full grown, the difference of their sizes. That probably will help.
Yeah, I love that idea. And I was going to also ask next, I hate to ruin the precious little sleep of those puppies, but if you can maybe show one a little bit close up again to show that coat, because we did have some questions about shedding. Is that something to be expected? Are they hypoallergenic? So that'd be a good question to lead into next once we see the full-sized family Aussalier you have.
So I've never had, here's the coat on this one. She would be like, you know, considered a phantom. She's got a merle coat with blue eyes. Yeah. What?
Flies in the streets.
Okay. Will you grab Passion for mom? I'm sorry. My son's trying to help. He's 7, so we're half a minute.
That's okay.
This is the coat. It's like I said, I'll get the other so I can show you their hair. I've never had the mom, dad, my specific family dog, or any of these. I've never seen them shedding, right? So I've never noticed it. And when they're brushed, I don't have anything. Hi, Mama. Here comes Mommy real quick. Let's see. She'll probably jump over. Come here, baby. Pash, this way. Let her in this way, honey. Here, Mama. Yeah, I got your babies. Here, watch out and let her in. I know. Come here. So this is Mommy here. You can see. And she's a black tri, and this is the size of her. So she's about 26, 28 pounds, but of course, she's nursing, so a little bit more. And let's see. So that's her coat. She's silky. She got a silky coat. I figured when she came, they'd want to eat, but so she's got like a silky coat, real nice. But as far as hypoallergenic, I mean, like the doodles would be, but not the Aussaliers necessarily. Now she's gonna go lay down somewhere. And then again, another, you know, this is gonna be their coats. They're just the different colors, right? How you don't really know.
Right.
What you're gonna.
Okay, that makes sense. So keep them brushed. You know, make sure that you're maintaining the coats. The shedding shouldn't be a problem. Probably can't promise that they're hypoallergenic. I know the King Charles Spaniels are not really considered hypoallergenic. Either are the Australian Shepherds, but that's a great question. Thanks for that person who brought it up.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, like I said, they do. She just gets brushed. She stays really shiny. You know, and that's really all they require in the way of grooming. You know, as far as that. I mean, every now and again, of course, at the groomer, maybe they'll do a trim, but nothing serious, right? It's always just, we just do daily brushings because they're always just right on us, you know, so. But other than that, and I don't, like I said, I never notice anything in the brush or on the couches or, you know, so.
Great.
Did you get Pryor?
Thanks for that feedback.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to show you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we have had some people kind of come in and going here. Looks like we've had a lot of people join as we've been chatting. So just wanted to, again, talk about some points that we have a chat going on right now. I'm placing a lot of the information we're talking about into that chat. So please kind of keep an eye on that. There is a link to view all the puppies in the litter. This was a litter of 8, but 3 of them have already been reserved and are headed home once they're old enough. So they are going pretty quick. We don't expect these puppies to be available for too much longer. So if you're interested, what you can do is click Ask About Me on a puppy's profile page on our website to submit an interest form. And then we'll make sure that it's a good fit for you and for the puppy. And we can send you some more information about the logistics of pickup or delivery. Misty's based in Illinois, so if you're able to travel there for a pickup, that's great. If you need delivery, we have some wonderful options that can deliver to your door or to a nearby airport. So just wanted to cover that again. The bigger dog there is her family, Aussalier. That kind of gives you an idea of, what their full size could be expected to be.
This is Mama here. Colin, I'm trying to get my son, if I can grab my little man. I wanted to show you him. He's also full grown, but the difference in their size. And oh, here he comes now. There he is. And you can swap them out if you want. So go big one. Come here, Pride boy. And so this would be one that is like unrelated to them. And so come here, Pride. And so he is gonna be, I know these are the puppies. There he's like, okay, come here. I wanted to show you his size because he's significantly smaller at full grown. He'll be 3. And then this is his face. I don't know if you can tell, but he kind of looks more like the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel because he's got the shorter snout a little bit, and a really pretty face. But this is kind of like a full grown dog, if you will. You know what I mean? So easy to pick up and carry, but also, big enough to still have fun with. And they're all couch potatoes, and they're really relaxed and calm, and they're great at listening, and they're just a really great breed. Like I said, they're just a great breed, very sweet, just sweethearts. And again, like I said, this is their hair. I mean, we never cut them, just kind of like an Australian Shepherd, like you wouldn't cut their hair. Like I said, it's just really the brushings that we do, nothing else really.
Sure. You said something that I want to chat about. You said that they're really great listeners. So can you talk about their trainability? And can you also talk about what you're already doing in the home to get them socialized with? You mentioned you have a son who's about 7 years old. Can you kind of talk about all that going on behind the scenes?
Oh, yeah. So they're daily out and about. They actually follow mom. This isn't mom, like if you're just joining, but they actually follow her around. They're doing really well on puppy pads because, of course, they're enclosed in an area with mom. And they're only just going to be 6 weeks coming up on Saturday. So they're not old enough. And to be honest, mom is actually still doing the cleaning, which is fantastic for me. So, but I did lay down some pads, and they will, find a different texture and kind of go there. As far as trainability, these are great. Come here, Pryor. Pryor has all this other stuff going on. Otherwise, I'd show you all his great tricks. And so you could see that he's just really good at everything. Come here, buddy. Come over and let me see. I don't even have like a biscuit, but he's like, there's a lot of smells in here, a lot of puppies. Come here, Pryor. And then can you sit? Anyway, he's sitting, shaking. He's not going to do it for me now, but he rolls over. What else? So really great in the way of like, they're intelligent. These guys think that he's mama, don't they? Well, you look like mom. But like I said, that's kind of the difference in between the different facial structures. Some with longer snouts, like an Australian Shepherd. Others have that short kind of like, you can tell it's like kind of a spaniel. I say a cocker spaniel. It isn't. It reminds me of one. Just the way his little nose is. You can kind of see. Can you shake for mama? Can you shake? Can you shake? No. And he's an angel. He really is. He'll do anything that you say. Just so gentle, so kind. And he's just, like I said, a really sweet boy. And that's why we just adore this breed. They're just gorgeous. I've got a lot of people that are interested in the breed or that know that have a lot to do with it they really like a Merle. And so normally you'll get a Merle, but you don't always get the blue eyes. So with this one we did, and this was the only one out of all of them that had the solid blue eyes. I'll show you her up close one more time, and then I'll show you the and this is the little girl here, and she's just an angel. You can tell the Cavalier King has those kind of like curly floppy ears that I love, and those they'll grow in, and you'll see how cute those are as they grow up. And then here on this little man, he's the largest. He always has been ever since he was born. His weight was double the little girl here, which was the little runt. You can kind of see the difference if I can show you in their sizes there, just how big he is in comparison. That would kind of give you an idea of, you know, this is going to be a larger dog, right? Than her. She's significantly smaller in that way. They're not even, and then I just love his gorgeous bi-eye. We got a brown and a blue up against that, and I just think that is so pretty on the white in the way of his coloring. But like I said, it's more about their personality, and just like they wouldn't hurt a fly. I guess that's the best way to kind of describe, just very gentle. You know, they're very, very gentle. Yeah, I have a 7-year-old that just runs around and, you know, up and down the stairs and everywhere. And they're perfectly fine with that, you know, nothing bothers them. And
Right.
it's just really, really nice.
Yeah, and I've noticed that the adult one you have there is so well behaved, and kind of quiet. So as adults, are they pretty quiet? Can they get a little vocal? Are they good watchdogs? What's their personality like in those terms?
Yeah, great question. So Prior here, he's extremely calm and gentle. He does get vocal with mailmen, and things like that. He does have that Australian Shepherd in him. So they do occasionally do the barking with that kind of thing when they're outdoors, like when he's out running and you know he sees something, he will 100% alert you. And it's very funny because my husband will always say, go check on anything because Pryor's barking. So the thing is, he doesn't senselessly bark. As you can tell, he's very quiet and relaxed. But if there's like a situation, most definitely, he's the first one to let you know. But
Great.
yeah, he'll just let you do anything to him. He's fantastic. I mean, baths are wonderful, you know, blow drying, all that fun stuff. You know, this breed is just they're just so calm and relaxed about all of that. Just like I said, their demeanor. And this is just one. Like I said, I have 3 grown or can I get Professor? Yeah, and I've got one more to show you, again, in comparison to the size, just because, and not only that, but just to show you just how calm they are. These boys, Prior, and then we've got Professor coming down. They're just, and this is Daddy here, so I'll show you Daddy. Come on, baby. Yeah, so this is Daddy here, again, in size comparison. Come here, baby. Come here. Really calm,
Great.
gentle, just wants to lay right on you. A sweet boy too. And like I said, these are the boys. They don't ever. I wish I could say something negative. You know, I'm trying to think, and here comes
Yeah,
Mom.
you don't want to sound too biased.
I know. I'm trying to really. Oh, like I told you again. Other than the occasional barking outside, you know, or something like that. That's the one thing I can.
Yeah, well, that's a dog being a dog, right? Can't get too mad at that.
Now I say he's not maybe. Then you go back to Dad, you silly. He's like, there's a lot of dogs around here, and the mama's in. Now Mama came. So she will actually. That's another thing about their breed, just really smart. I guess that could be a negative thing because she doesn't like to be confined, so she will. Yeah, I was gonna say she's in with babies now. You can go out. You can
too smart for their own good, as they say.
Yeah, so she can open gates and those kinds of things. So
okay. Now, I want you to give yourself a little chance to brag. You've been bragging about the puppies, but I want you to brag a little bit about yourself because I know how well you do in terms of socializing them and getting them ready for their new
Oh,
homes. So, can you talk a little bit about maybe some potty training? Do you do any crate training? How involved are you to get them ready to go to their forever homes?
so definitely just hands-on 24/7. Like I said, we always leave it up to mama. She does a great job. She is a phenomenal mother. So, and again, that can be negative only if, you don't want someone around her puppies. She will let you know. So she's a great mom. But after that, like I said, we love to do, we spent all of the day, we keep going through and finding more and more things that are like beneficial to puppies. So today we spent a lot of time researching like a brand new food. We've been using Purina Pro Plan for years. It's great. And as things happen, we kind of start to see more and more things. So we started going with like a grain free. So today we went and we're doing research on that with some of the veterinarians around and things like that, just to make sure that they were on high quality, the best food. And we decided with this litter that we would go ahead and do a grain-free diet, for no reason other than kind of just to see the difference, because a lot of people talk about grain and not needing all those fillers and byproducts. But so like I said, so we like to do things like that just to make sure that they're always getting supplements. We give all kinds of vitamins, prebiotics and probiotics. Right when they start the weaning process, and then immediately we do like a feeding and then show them a puppy pad, if you will, so that they can, oh, that's where we're supposed to go. And like I said, mom does a great job helping with that because she'll lead them over and she continues to clean up after them even still now, which is pretty late actually, but she's still doing a lot helping. So I brag on her too more than me, but yeah, so
Mhm.
like I said, other than just we're like really obsessed with them just to make sure that they're like going to be perfect. That's why I think we have so many that we kind of feel like, oh, we really love this one. It's so hard. It's hard. That's the hardest part of breeding. It's the greatest part because you get to share your puppies I always like to tell people as a breeder and like other breeders, and we've talked about this, and it's almost like, that's your baby that you kind of like started with and they're adopting. So it's almost like for their forever, like how, like with any baby, it's like, oh, they were mine and now they're yours and we're sharing the love. And so I get so excited because I get to see photos, of other customers and as they grow, and I get to see them and when they keep in touch, and I love that because I love seeing how big did they get, and all of those things. But anyway, in the way of that, yes, crate training, we do that effective pretty immediately by, again, them needing to be confined for obvious reasons, to stay safe and all that fun stuff. And then we do, like I said, the potty training, and then once they're fully safe and everyone's clear on shots and everything, then we start moving outdoors. But obviously we don't do that at first, just because grass alone, which we've changed now to making sure we have like all turf, and we use, everything, great products, that recommended products, to make sure, and knock on wood, we've never had like a sick puppy ever. So I guess whatever it is, all that stuff is working great, and again, on top of that, yeah, we do the USDA certified vet checks before they leave with fecal floats and musculoskeletal and everything that they need, to make sure that they're in great health whenever they leave us. And you guys do a great job. And like you said, shipping everywhere. We all work with great companies who do that. So we have great relationships with dog people, and people who love their pets so much and love their animals. It's funny because I think that my dogs have like a bigger wardrobe than I do, because they like to wear little clothes. And at Christmas time, everybody was dressed. I had to get them undressed for this to make sure you could see them. But Yeah, they're always wearing their socks and their shoes and their shirts and dresses. And so it's just really great. It's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you, if you want to get any closer looks, we do have the puppy profile pages on our website. Misty has some great photos posted, and she's getting ready to post some new photos
Yes.
either tomorrow or the next day or so. So just kind of keep an eye on that. And if you want any more details or extra videos, we can always send those to you as well. You just have to go on our website. These are the Aussaliers. I've sent the link to view the puppies in the chat. And from there, you can click on your favorite puppy's profile picture. That'll take you to their page. And you can either call us because we're open pretty late on the phones. You can also click Ask About Me and submit a form of interest there. And we'll do a quick follow-up and get you as much information and details as you need. But that's great feedback. I love that you get them, ready to figure out that business is handled outside in the grass. I love that you do crate training. I think it's pretty important at the puppy stages, especially to keep them out of mischief, especially when you're sleeping throughout the night. So you're just doing everything right. Absolutely.
Another thing, again, they're socialized with not only children, but also animals as well, pets of all different pets. And so they're kind of used to that. We also have a kitten running around here somewhere. Sometimes there's ducks out. We have a couple pigs. So, I mean, they're kind of like, oh, we know, I like to do that too, to make sure that, they're not, I don't want them scared, and of anything. So I think it's great for them to be able to kind of like venture out and see things. So we like to do that here in a couple weeks. Like I said, once everybody's safe and clear and all protected and everything, then we'll start venturing further out into the world,
Yes. Now we're at the half-hour mark. Do you have a couple more minutes to spend with us, Misty?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, we did have one or two people asking again if you can show which ones have, I think you said one has blue eyes, one has green eyes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I've got one with blue and I have one that's bi-eyed with a brown and a blue. And then I think the rest of them are brown-eyed, but we can get a close-up. It's probably easier for you to see on this light than it is me. I'm going to show you, this is the male. And so let's see, in that way, let's go with Gordon. He's going to be, this one here is going to be the one who's got, see, that is a brown, and then you've got the blue over here.
Okay, great. So I will post Gordon's profile link in the chat here, and I'll specify he's the one with one brown and one blue eye.
Yep. So that's a very, very rare, especially whenever his parents like are both brown-eyed. His dad has a half of a blue eye. So the DNA and all that eye color isn't included actually, but from being able to look at them, a Merle's going to carry the blue eye gene, but it was recessive. So it's very rare to get a bi-eyed out of these guys. And then I'll show you the next one. Let's see where we at. So we've got Gabriel. No, it's Gabrielle, but Gabrielle has she's the one that's going to have two blue eyes.
Okay. So Gabrielle, the female, has the two blue eyes.
Yep. She's also a Merle. She also has phantom markings for people that kind of pay attention to that. A lot of people look for phantoms, my customers specifically, on my Aussie Doodles. Like, again, that's a different one. But anyway, a Merle, a phantom, is determining the color above the brows, on the cheeks, the chest, the paws, and then back of the legs and under the bottom. See how it's a different color than the rest of the puppy. So that's basically what a phantom is. It's just a color. It's a color pattern, if you will. And so she's actually pretty rare. And fantastic. And they're all just so lovely. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to lift you into the air with no support. Let me hold her. There we go. I know. She's
Like
why are you
like the
doing that?
Lion King. You're holding her
Yeah,
up like
I know.
Simba.
That's why I'm like, I wish I had more support to hold on to you. Yeah. And then, I mean, I love everyone. They all have their own little, like in my mind, and I'll tell you what, it's the most amazing thing when they're born because you truly feel like a real life grandma because I'm there and I'm just right there, right? And we're just weighing and writing down, but it's so great to watch them grow because you're waiting for their personality. You're watching them. You're like, oh, that's the one that's this or that, like you can tell who's who. Even in breeders, they understand that, right? Because you're like, it's just so exciting to watch them grow. So this one, I always hate saying their names because I know you guys like want to name them your own, but she reminded me of a pound puppy. I don't know if you remember, like back in the 90s, we had pound puppies as presents. And these pound puppies would like have little babies in their Velcro. And so she just reminded me of a pound puppy so much. I'm obsessed with her little face. And I just think she's precious. She also has the little brows that are a different color. I know she's like, you're being loud. And it was so hard. You're a baby. You're a baby. It was so hard for me to tell their eye color. Like I said, except for those two, and I think everyone else has those, sweet little brown eyes.
Yeah,
That's
and that one is Ginny, right?
Ginny,
The
yeah, Ginny.
tricolor. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she is absolutely adorable. Well, let me take a look here in the chat rooms just to see if there's any other pending questions.
Sure.
I know that the babies are getting kind of tired. I can see that.
Yeah, they're about to get their second win, probably. Some of them are up and being nocturnal this evening.
There you go.
I'll take that off so you can't do it.
So just to recap some of the information, these puppies right now are still only 5 weeks old, so they're really just kind of starting to show some of that personality, and that personality will continue to grow. You are welcome to reserve a puppy as well, and we'll keep you updated. Misty is awesome with being involved in the communication and all that good stuff. But the puppies will be officially allowed to leave Misty on December 28th or after.
28th, yeah.
Yep. That's when they hit 8 weeks old. And the nice thing that people really love about our process is we make sure that puppies are going to the vet while they're in the breeder's care, but also before they leave, whether it's for a pickup or a delivery, just to make sure they're in tip-top shape. So they do get that final nose-to-tail exam. You'll have all the information and documents that you need, especially when you get the puppy and you have to take them to your vet. You'll have all the documentation just to kind of continue the health and the path of their well-being. So I know we get a lot of praise and good comments about that, just making sure that the puppies are continually seen by the vet. They're going to have their age-appropriate vaccinations. Can you remind me, Misty, you do the microchips, right?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. Yep. So they'll have all of that information so you can easily register them under your name and just enjoy a full life with them. So I don't see many other pending questions right now. Thank you for spending a couple extra minutes anyways after our scheduled time. So yeah, I'm so happy we are able to do this. The Aussalier breed really seems fantastic, and I highly encourage anyone. It seems like any living situation, right, Misty? Apartment, home. I mean, they can fit in anywhere.
They can go all the way out on the farm and run all day, or they can go in a 1-bedroom apartment and relax on your couch. That's what I love. They're just so easily adaptable to you and your lifestyle. They're just really a great breed for that.
Great. Well, on that note, to all of our guests, thank you for joining us tonight. You can go to our website, PawradeLIVE.com. You can search for the Aussalier. I believe this is the only litter of Aussaliers we have right now, so they'll be easy to find. And you can give us a call. Our phone number is on our website, or you can click Ask About Me on a puppy's profile page if there's a specific one you're interested in, and we'll hold your hand the whole way through the process and get you all prepared to bring a puppy home. Hopefully by the new year, maybe a little bit after. But again,
Great.
Misty, thanks so much. It was so
Thank
great to do
you.
this with you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lots of fun.
All right. Yes. All right. We'll put the babies asleep. Give them a kiss goodnight for us.
Will do.
And we hope to hear good news from our guests tonight. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Looked like we had someone join in a little late. Sorry if you missed the show, but we will be posting this on our YouTube page shortly. If you have any questions, just please give us a call. Go to our website, PawradeLIVE.com, and these puppies were the Aussaliers. So we have all of their profile pictures and videos information on our website. If you want to schedule a one-on-one call with Misty, or if you want to get some more details, you can click Ask About Me on a puppy's page. And from there, we'll do a quick follow-up and get things scheduled. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening.